All right, everybody, come on in, come on in. Thank you all so much for being here. For anybody new, hi, I am Maggie, your substitute teacher. Usually I'm welcoming you to a struggle cooking class, but no cooking today. Don't worry, I'll be back in the kitchen very soon. I think Sunday, and I already know what I'm going to make for you all. We are picking up where we left off on our dining documentary of all things Egypt. So I returned from Egypt. Gosh, it's probably been 2, 3 weeks now, but it was life changing. It was amazing. I'm part of a travel group, and we go to a different location every year. This year was Egypt. Last year, if you all were with me, we were in Greece, and then the year before that, we were in Italy. So I like to share with you all some of what I did and all of what I ate because clearly I like to enjoy the food when I travel. Maybe a little too much, so we got to work on that, y'all. But sit back, relax. We'll take attendance, see who we have here. Then I'm gonna go through part two. I think we left off on the falafel. All right. I see Lisa, and Cult Jam is here. Head to toe. I know. She says, "Good evening. Looking forward to this, although it will be difficult to beat the camel stories." Okay, so you all, I have so many pictures, and I only have put in the album the actual food pictures because I figured that's all that you all were interested in. But I did ride a camel at the Great Pyramid of Giza. If you missed that one, go to part one. If you have questions about some of the other locations, happy to answer them for you all. But yeah, that camel was one and done. We got Jurgen in the house. He says, "Good morning from Germany, from across the pond." I see you all coming in on TikTok. Thank you so much. If you want me to shout you out, let me know. Let me know. I will be sharing my screen. So for those of you all on Instagram, hello, Carisha, Kellen, Embello, Gail, and Scream. I will be sharing my screen. So if you want to come over to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, hello, Derek. Thank you so much for being here, Derek Jr. Molly Wood says, "How did you find a travel group that you enjoy? Did you try several and did you know them previously?" Oh, such a good question. And I think I gave the long version of this answer on a few streams, but I started touring with the kids. EF Tours is the group, and EF stands for Education First. So they believe that the children should see the world is the classroom. And when Marcus joined the French club, in the third grade, we went to Paris with this group. And now that the boys are older and working, I still go on the 18 and up tours. All right. So let me share my screen. But thank you for the question, my dear. Let me share my screen. And I haven't tried any else, but next year I'm going to China with a different group. So stay tuned. You'll hear all about that. All right. So let me share my screen and show you all where we left off last time. We went through this amazing falafel. I think I told you all about that. It was incredible. We are now, I think, on day 3 at a fragrance store. Pardon me. We're at a fragrance store where I did buy some oils. And one of the things that I think I said this last time, this is where we'll pick up. It is very common, um, or at least my experience, and maybe it was because we were a group of Americans that when the bus would pull up and we would get out, they meaning the staff would have prepared a welcome drink. Usually it was your choice of some type of soda or hibiscus tea or some other type of tea. Of course, I like to try the local libations, and then some would have little nibbles and snacks for us. And this oil and fragrance shop that we went to. And if you want pictures of it, I'll show you. They do the whole demonstration, tell you the history about how they get the essence from the flowers, how it's been happening that way since ancient Egyptian times. And just like any beautiful presentation. It always ends in the gift shop with the opportunity to buy. Of course, there's no pressure, but it's just like going to a high-end place and they offer you water or snacks or something like that to get you comfortable so you can spend your money. And I did. We got Christina in the house. Hello, my dear. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so that was where we left off with the falafel at the restaurant. No, sorry, falafel at the fragrance factory. I'll just call it that. So that evening, we went back to, oh my gosh, I've forgotten the name of the temple already. But as you can see, we're here on the Nile River, and we went to um, a Nubian restaurant, and we enjoyed a traditional Nubian, which to me was very Egyptian kind of dinner anyway. So I'm going to walk you all through that. I love the bread presentation. So they had these baskets on the table, and this type of bread, it was to me kind of like a hybrid between a pita, and then you all know if you've eaten Ethiopian food, that injera, that sponge bread. I'm not a huge fan of it, but you can see it's kind of thin and wafery, and then you tear off a piece and then you scoop up your, meat or stews or whatever. We just kind of had the bread in the beginning to start. It wasn't great for me because it really didn't have a lot of flavor on its own. But just so you all can get the geography, so Cairo is where we flew in to the north, and then we basically stopped at multiple cities going down the Nile River. And the farthest south we went, we were only about 200 miles, if that, from Sudan. So, Egyptian, and then, the people that are more darker skinned African with features like me are considered Nubians. And so it's just to me, it's amazing when you travel, even, take Italy, right? When I went to Italy 2 years ago, when you fly into like Switzerland or Northern Italy, the closer you make your way to the Mediterranean, you can see the features change. You're getting close to Rome. You see those strong Roman features, that darker olive skin. I just think it's amazing. If you all get the opportunity to travel, you absolutely should. Christina's saying, OMG. Okay, let's go back to the food. All right, so this was the bread, and then you all can see the presentation. It was here in these little baskets. And then, like I said, when we go with the travel group, we sit down and everything is already prepared for us. So they have the the table set, and it's really nice. I don't know if this video is going to load. Let's go to the next one. All right. I fell in love with the eggplant in Egypt. I don't know what it is. Maybe their fruits and vegetables are just naturally more flavorful. That's usually very common if you eat vegetables outside of the US. But you all can see here that they've cut them and that they, excuse me, they've roasted them. And here we go. They're bringing the shared, what do you call these? The shared appetizers to the table. So you can see here, just like you all would probably have stuffed mushrooms somewhere. Let me see if we can zoom in here. So I'm not sure. This looks like some type of like pepper paste, tomato and pepper paste, but you all can see here how nice and caramelized the eggplant is. So it's basically, how could I, like roasted red pepper or just something nice. Now, if you like eggplant, you're gonna love it. If you don't like eggplant, Lisa's here for the eggplant, absolutely. What I love about vegetables, so here's a tip. Butter Pecan says, awesome. Aw, thank you, TX. Today's shampoo days, just a curl, just a roller set. Y'all know I do the same thing every week, but thank you, my dear. If you don't like vegetables, oftentimes it's because of the way they're prepared. So if you just steam them, that's a really clean way to eat if you like them. But I would really suggest roasting your vegetables. So on a pan, sheet pan, or whatever you have, any kind of tray, just oil, salt, and pepper, and just kind of toss them in that, and then put them in the oven, high heat, I'd say 375, 400, and just watch them. Vegetables have a natural sweetness to them that when they start to caramelize down. That natural sweetness is released. It's amazing. Christina's saying yum. Yeah, I absolutely loved it. All right, let's go back in. So I'm enjoying the eggplant. This was my favorite, my absolute favorite. When they brought these plates in front of us, if nobody else wanted it, I would eat the whole thing. All right, so you all know I always take lots of pictures for you. All right, so then they started bringing us these containers. It looks like a little soup bowl with a handle. It's covered in foil, and then it has a half lemon on top in the net. So this was the vegetable soup. Let's see if there's any sound here. Okay, so this was the next course. So you can see this is kind of like a vegetable soup with a light broth. At the bottom, looks like potatoes, and it had a mild flavor, but since it was served with the lemon, what they told us to do was to squeeze the lemon on top into the soup and then enjoy, and it gave a brightness to it. It was like you know how they say you can season your food with fresh herbs, save a lot of calories from like dressings, or if you need to avoid salt and pepper. So that squeeze of lemon really brought it to life. mm, I would give the eggplant like a 9 out of 10 because I had it at another place that was excellent. It was very good. I would give this soup maybe like a 7 or 8 out of 10. It just was, it was probably good if you don't like a lot of ingredients, if you like things a little bit like blander, a little bit just like a little broth to settle yourself, you would love it. But I'm here for the flavor. Christina says your favorite is sauteed broccoli with olive oil and garlic. Yes, y'all. Sheet pan, cut your peppers, cut your I don't know, just pick a variety, roast them and go. And they even heat up well. Oh, so yummy. All right, let's continue. So thank you for the love. So this was the next course. This was the soup. All right, and then the next course they brought us was this rice. So you'll notice the rice here, it's kind of like, you all know how we have rice-a-roni, how it has rice and then it's mixed with that rice-shaped pasta inside. I'm not a huge rice person, but this was actually good. And I noticed this in a lot of restaurants that we went to. I don't know if it's an Italian influence or maybe they've always been doing it that way, but it gives it a little bit more character because, you know, rice by itself is a little bit dry and starchy and very like ricey. I don't know if that's a word. Y'all know what I mean. Of course, you can season it up, but when it has those little slivers of pasta in there, it just gives it a little character, a little silkiness to it that when you chew, it's just kind of a little bit of combination going on. I think it's excellent, but this was very common. The rice in most of the places had this, I think they call it vermicelli inside. All right, so you all can see this is the rice. I have my lemon from the soup, and then you can see here the bread. All right, so you all know I take lots of pictures for you. Now, this was not a great, okay, I took one with the flash. You'll notice the presentation here. They use a lot of clay pots for cooking. I don't know if they do it like in an oven or on top of a fire. There was one of the breads, they actually bake it outside, like they roll the dough or they lay out the dough really flat and thin, and then they leave it out into the sun to cook or to dry. It's just a very interesting technique, especially when you think about people from other countries and other cultures, how they use what they have to prepare the food that they need. And that's one of the things I love about traveling and learning from other people. But yeah, so you'll be able to tell this is in a clay pot. So it's served very much family style. We're in these long tables. So they bring multiples of these on the tables. And this, so far, all vegetarian. This was a vegetable stew. So you can kind of see down in the bottom here, of course, you got a beautiful tomato paste, and this looks like maybe either mushroom or sliced zucchini or squash or something. But this was, I'd give this a 10 out of 10. Really savory. Think about like your favorite pasta sauce, nice and hearty, but with like an onion garlic stew flavor. It was wonderful. So you can see here this with a little bit of that rice, with a little bit of that bread on the side. Yeah, I know Jurgen is waiting. Our meatitarians are waiting, but Lots of vegetables. Lisa says she might skip the stew. I hear you. All right, let's continue on. Let's see. Okay. We talked about the beverages last time. I always like to get a Coca-Cola products in the different countries that I'm visiting. Um, Remix TikTok can't see the screen share until I repost it. You can find Maggie the Substitute Teacher on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, or Twitter to see the pictures. So you all can see here, I have a Sprite, an Egyptian Sprite. And we talked about this last time. When you order soda or beverages or whatever from a lot of foreign countries, they're not going to have the fountain with the spigot the way that we do, where you just have this big, massive cup and get free refills. They will usually bring you a bottle or a can, and you get one. Portions are just not what they are in the US. And so I always like to capture whether it's a Coke or Sprite or whatever it looks like there. So I ordered a Sprite. Let me see so you all can see. All right. All right, we're just enjoying and talking. So my Sprite has come. All right, now the entree is here. Okay, so like I shared with you all before, for those of you all that were with us, if of course, as part of these travel groups, if you have any dietary restrictions, this was so good. I know it doesn't look like it. I'm going to tell y'all what I have, but it was incredible. If you have any dietary restrictions, of course, then they can accommodate, but they'll usually give you a choice, a vegetarian option or a meat option or a fish option or a chicken option. So I had been eating a lot of like chicken, beef, and lamb, so I opted for the fish. And this was a stewed fish in kind of the same like vegetable stew, tomato-based stew. It was incredible. Also served in the clay pot. So you'll see over the top that you have you'll see over the top when I take the foil off, another little piece of lemon, and you can see all the vegetables in here and the spices and flavor. And then let me see if there's any audio. Yeah, me just opening it. Let me see if I get so I'm just showing you the presentation, but inside here, I think it was sea bass. Yes. So the fish was actually sea bass. So there was a huge fillet of sea bass underneath that in that bowl. And then when you kind of cut through with your fork, okay, there you go. Did I get it? I put my, okay. So you all can see there's some beautiful flaky sea bass inside. So this with the rice, it was incredible. Lisa says, what kind of fish do they have? So for this restaurant, it was sea bass. Did I eat a lot of fish in Egypt? I didn't. I ate a lot of beef and lamb. A lot of kebab was very common. So you all know the meat that you skewer. So it could be chicken, it could be lamb. Of course, there was no pork the whole time we were there. It is a Muslim country. But we did have people who ate fish, but this one was sea bass. Oh, yes. And it was good. So you all can see nice and flaky, and it was delightful. Really, really. And so the fish in the bottom of that stew just soaked up all of that flavor. Add that to your rice, and you are good to go. All right, so we have had our main course. Now it's time for the dessert. The dessert didn't really wow me. It was kind of like a custard with a drizzle of some type of something. I don't know. You can see it was prepared ahead. They had the plastic wrap on top, or maybe just to refrigerate it so it doesn't get the skin. For me, a custard or a pudding should have like I want a nice punch to it, like I don't know, like a nice tart or lemon or vanilla. It was a little underwhelming, but the texture was perfect. Texture was nice and creamy, just like a pudding. It had a little swirl of some strawberry syrup on there, but the pudding itself, for me, it was just okay. All right, so that was. Is Jurgen excited about the sea bass or the dessert? But yeah, so that was, I think, night 4. That is the night that we had gone on the let me see if I can get you guys some other pictures. I don't know if you want to see. We took a Nile River, let me just scroll down. If you all saw me, that was the first day that I found the Egyptian cotton dresses, and I was wearing them. We took a Nile little riverboat cruise, and we got to go like through the Nubian areas, and it was incredible. Let me see if I can find you all the picture we had on the I was gonna say on the drive. Clearly, it wasn't a drive, but on the trip there to the restaurant that was at one of the Temple Islands, they did like a song and dance presentation for us on the Nile River cruise, and of course, I had to participate in that. I just take so many pictures, y'all. So let me see if I can find. But yeah, it was absolutely wonderful. I would absolutely go again if I were to go again, or when we do go again, because my guy wants to go with me. Um, I would probably do the Nile River cruise that you basically stay on the ship and then it takes you to the different places, because this was a lot of hotel hopping, but that's how the travel groups are. They really want you to cover a lot of the country that you're in. So when you all see me doing these trips, like you remember last year when we were in Greece, I was in Athens, and we went to Mykonos, then we went to Santorini. So you're going to be hopping around a lot. So just be prepared for a lot of walking, a lot of, they'll carry your bags, in and out of hotels and stuff, but you'll need to wheel them between places and all of that. I'm still scrolling on the other screen, y'all. It's just so much, but I'll let you see. All right. Oh, Jurgen is Jurgen is excited about the sea bass. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So let's see if we can find. Yeah, sea bass is a great fish. I think it's got a really good, dare I say, almost meaty texture. Um, I think it has a really nice flavor to it as well. Let me not make y'all go through all of this. Let me see if I can find one picture on the riverboat cruise, and then we're going to move to our next hotel. And after that, we took the boat back. It was beautiful, and then went to bed. Woke up the next morning for breakfast. Okay, here we are. All right, so you all already saw this. I just tried to take some of the food pictures out for you, but this is where we were on the riverboat cruise on our way to the restaurant. So it was absolutely lovely, and I love my Egyptian cotton dresses. Okay, so next morning we are in, I forgot the name of this hotel. I think we are in Mozambique Hotel in Aswan. All right, so this is the breakfast spread. I'm moving quickly because the way I'll show you the pictures, but I just wanted to take a pass through so you all can see. This is the spread for breakfast at the hotel in Aswan. Now, they have so many choices, and you all know, like, I get indecisive. There's just so much. So I had to continue on. There's the coffee station, the bread station, everything. Oh, there's more. The pastry station. So the way it works in the morning, you have your own room. Obviously, let me see if this will come to life. You have your own room. There's even more soup, porridges, all of that. And they give us a time that we need to be ready to get on the bus in the morning. So you need to plan yourself. So let's say if we're, need to be on the bus at 8:30, you need to be up and dressed and ready, had your breakfast, and then, be ready to get on the bus. Good God, it's still going on. Oh my goodness, there's so much. Porridges, yogurt parfaits, the honeycomb, everything. All right. So I was probably running late. So I just wanted to get something quickly. I'm like, let me show the scholars because these days, they're not for the faint at heart. You're going to be doing a lot of walking. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Um, Okay, so we have an assortment of cheeses. There's your buffalo or buffalo mozzarella. There's your, I don't know what this is, maybe a little meatball. They have cheese, white cheese with tomatoes. That looks like another kind of cheese. And then over here, Arish cheese. I don't know what that is, but lots of different cheese choices. I think this looks like more cheese, Gouda, Edam, cooked cheese. I have no idea. And then there's some deli meats back here. Usually, what I do, I shared this on the last stream. Usually, what I do when I am at one of these hotels that has this massive spread, especially, an international city, and especially a destination like Egypt, people want to know about this ancient history. They're going to have visitors from all over the world. So for me, the choices can be overwhelming, and so I just go to the cooked stations. So if they can make an omelet or pancake or French toast, I just go with that. Excuse me, Lisa says I'd be at breakfast by 6 a.m. That's really the way to do it, y'all. If you can sacrifice some of your sleep, wake up slow, get dressed, and go to the hotel breakfast and just give yourself an hour or more to enjoy a leisurely breakfast. That's really the way to do it. But you're jet lagged and you're walking and it's like 100 degrees outside, so you might be a little dehydrated. I know. Lisa, do one for me. It's a lot. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. The tea was incredible, of course. The tea stations. I just love this like genie type of hot water pot. They have every flavor tea under the sun. I even brought some back. I've been drinking on them. But I just love to show you all this, especially when we go to other countries. Sometimes people are like, what do they have over there? Now you see. Of course, the different milks, your almond milk, your half and half, your skim milks. They have everything here for you, so you don't have to worry. And I talked about this, and look, y'all can travel or don't travel. I'm just telling you my experience. But if you are a little bit skittish about going to other countries and the food or whatever, my advice would be to pick the large hotel chains in those other countries. So the Hilton, I think the first night we were in the Ramses Hilton in Cairo. So you have, those type of hotel chains are going to have everything. We got Vivian in the house. My first time seeing you here. Hello, my dear, and thank you for the hearts. All right, so let us continue. So just getting you guys some pictures before I board the bus. What else do they have here? Okay. As part of your tea service, you can add fresh lemon wedges. And notice their lemons were green. I thought that was interesting. Shout out to the herbs. You can add fresh mint to your tea, ginger powder, or cinnamon powder. And I love the presentation, like with the earthen bowl. So this is not just tea, not just sweetener, not just milk, but all these other herbs and spices to customize it. All right. Shout out to the pastries. Those of y'all who love your donuts in the morning. Of course, they have bread with the toaster and chocolate donuts, white donuts, drizzled donuts, cinnamon rolls, croissant. It just went on and on and on. I mean, look, y'all, it goes all the way around here, plus another one all the way here. Plus, you can see here, this is like muffins. You can help yourself. And then I think over here was the tea station. So there's one of our travelers with their neck pillow. We are still looking at the breakfast stead. Oh, Vivian, you came over from TikTok, huh? TX Remix. Thank you. Okay. I'm glad you're able to see. All right, so you all can see we are still at breakfast, but I just wanted to show you the different choices. The different choices that you have. Fresh vegetables, so you all can, decide what you want to eat. I'm going for a hot breakfast, but they have fresh cucumber, fresh tomato, salad, fresh lettuce. I don't know what this is, but I'm sure it's amazing. Then you have, let me zoom that down. Lettuce and peppers. It just goes on and on and on. Let me see if I can take that down. Sometimes I hit the wrong thing. Okay. All right, perfect. So, if you like a salad for breakfast, and this is very common in a lot of countries, American breakfast food is kind of unique to the Western world. All those heavy carbs that we love to eat, the cereals, the muffins, and all of that. In a lot of other countries, they're going to have real food for breakfast. You'll see fish, you'll see vegetables. Yes, Lisa says all those beautiful veggies. Absolutely. This is at the breakfast buffet. Speaking of fish, all right, so what do we have here? I think this is sardine or some type of fish they have in this beautiful jar. You just take the top off and help yourself. And then to top your fish, you can add some onion, some lemon. I don't know what these two are, but yeah, I'm with Lisa. If you're going to enjoy all of these stations, y'all, you need to get down there by like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. All right, so I think this is where I end up. Okay, this is the hot plate. So this is where they make your custom omelets. But I am just like, I'm overwhelmed. And I know this about myself. So I go through and I take videos for all of y'all, and then I go get the same thing. So I got an omelet, I get an everything omelet, and then I got a few little bites of something else.
Thank you so much. All right.
Okay. Oh, how can I forget the fresh squeezed juices? Let's go through the juices at breakfast. What do they have here? Fresh cranberry juice. This one I think is doom juice, another little fruit that they have, and then of course fresh orange juice. And one of the thing, and then of course fresh oranges here, and then I don't know what's at the very end. This is very common in a lot of other countries. If you all have been to the Caribbean, you've seen where their juices are literally the fruit pressed. They don't add water to it. They don't add extra sugar to it. It doesn't come from a concentrate. So, like a little goes a long way. So, when they're bringing you mango juice, it's like thick and like a little bit stringy, like mango. The orange juice is fresh squeezed oranges. You really get an appreciation for what food is supposed to taste like, and a little bit goes a long way when you eat the real thing. Y'all know I'm not the food police. Lisa says that's how it should be. Exactly, exactly. So yes, this is still part of the breakfast spread, so you can go get your juice and enjoy. Oh, I'm sorry. It was fresh strawberry juice. Or maybe this was on the other side, y'all. I can't keep up. As anybody, look how they're pressing them right here. Isn't that amazing? They press it and then refill. I miss it already. I don't know what doom is. Let me look that up over here. It's some type of fruit that they have. Fruit? All right. Let me I'm going to show y'all what it is. It looks like some type of not plum, but what are those things? Um oh, it's like a palm fruit. Okay. It kind of gives me fig, but it was sweet like that. It was sweet and dark. It kind of reminds me of like a fig. So this was a very common juice that they offered us if we wanted that. Fresh orange juice, you already know, freshly squeezed. Fresh honeycomb. They have these little biscuits. What are these little crackers? Sugar powdered. I don't know if these are little biscuits or I totally missed this, but there's your caramel sauce. There's your powdered sweetener. Um, I guess you could make your own something. Y'all, I don't know. Um, More pastries, little like pretzel sticks. I don't know if this was like some type of baklava or whatever, croissants. And then I absolutely love the honey presentation. You can't really see here, but they have a real honeycomb and it just drips down and you, so good. All right, so what did I get? I got a yogurt parfait, and this was what I ended up with. I was able to take like 2 bites of everything, but after all that whole spread, I had like 10 minutes to get to the bus. So I tried some fresh strawberry juice. They had these parfaits already made, so I had like a bite of each. This is yogurt with like I think like a strawberry cream on top, and then this is chia pudding. I love chia pudding. I make my own at home. So this was a nice chia seed pudding, and they had pomegranate seeds sprinkled on top for a little bit of sweet. and a little bit of crunch. That was actually very good. I should have taken time to enjoy that. And then on my plate, I know the carbs, y'all. I did get my everything omelet, one of those little flaky pastries, a donut. I don't even think I ate it. I just thought it looked good. And then I think these are like little crepes, and I drizzled strawberry. Oh, yes, because they made the crepes with the omelet station. I drizzled some strawberry and chocolate on them. They were so good. And then one ball of fresh mozzarella. So that's what I ended up eating, inhaling before it was off to the next one. Okay, so the next day, Lisa says you need a wake up call from me. I know we should go, and you can actually, I mean, just like any hotel, you can have the front desk give you your wake up call. And our tour guide, she did. She didn't even ask. She just scheduled a wake up call for all of us 2 hours before. But y'all know how it is. You gotta move slow. Sometimes you're having to pack to leave. But I got there just in time to take pictures and inhale something for you all. So the next day, let me see, I'm going to go over to my pictures and see if there was anything noteworthy after at the Mozambique Hotel, but it was amazing. All right, it's still spinning. Let's continue. All right, so this day was a long travel day. So the hotel actually packed us lunches. So this was nice. So this is me getting on the bus. I was just walking past and I was like, oh, they had little lunches. And so I think I did go through what they had. But as part of the tour, it includes, of course, your hotels, your meals, your flights, and everything. And if you have time to sit down, then by all means. But if we're going to be on the bus a long time, then it was nice that they gave us some grab and go. Um, All right, let me see. Is there anything noteworthy? All right. Oh yes, I think we're flying. We're flying to Abu Simbel. So let me give you guys a little view. All right. So after let me make sure I'm sharing it. Oh, I'm not sharing it. All right, so this was where we left off with the Nubian restaurant on the island. So this is us leaving after dinner. So you can see how they light up the temples at night. So we're on the Nile River. And so the restaurant was there. So you can see they kind of light it up. It's beautiful. So I just took some pictures as we're leaving. So you can see all the like temples and carvings or whatever. And of course, they've set up restaurants there. So it was a beautiful nighttime experience. So you can kind of see a little bit. Now we're going back to our hotel. So this is the hotel move and pick where you just saw the breakfast buffet. So we were on this Alibaba 40 Thieves boat going back across the river to our hotel. And then, of course, y'all know Maggie. Don't ask for a volunteer because you already know if you ask me, I'm always going to be doing stuff. Just can't, I just can't go and just, be regular. I got to do all that. Okay. So then I just showed you all the breakfast stuff. I'm just going to see if there's anything. All right. We are on our way. Now we're on the bus and we are headed to, oh, we're going to the airport to fly to the next location. So I'm just taking some pictures there and you all can see the artwork everywhere and the Ankh. All right. So let's see what else. Thank you for saying that, Lisa. Lisa says, I would have grabbed the drum too. Look, I'm here for the experiences, y'all. Do I know? My man was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm having a good time. He was like, do you even know what they were saying? Do you even know who they were? Do you even know what they were singing? I was like, no, why would I do that? I just, I'm there to enjoy. It's the entertainment. And I'm looking, I'm smiling, I'm clapping, and have a good time. And they're like, come join us. How can I refuse? It would be rude of me. Anyway, let us carry on. I know. I know. I'm always doing stuff. Okay, so we just had a luxury, I mean, luxury, well, it was a luxury breakfast. And so I'm getting on the bus. I'm like, wow, we have all of that. So let me show you guys what was in our little packed lunches since we're going to be doing a lot of walking and tours. So we had nice little container with some carrots. I think this is either celery or it looks like cucumber with the seeds and some olives. So we had some fresh veggies. These that look like little falafel, they were actually heart-shaped chicken nuggets. So I thought that was really cute. And I love how everything was packaged separately. So if you didn't like something or if you wanted to nibble throughout the day, you absolutely could. This looks like a muffin or a cookie. These were some type of tomato flavored potato chip. Of course, I love, y'all can see that this is Lay's. You all know the brand, but I love looking at other at like American brands in other countries and how they adjust for their flavor palette, just like the Cokes. This was, I believe, like a turkey sandwich, but it was in like a hot dog bun or like a long type of bread, and they had like mayo inside. Then we had fruit, apple, and banana, and of course, some mango juice because why not? Um, and so, yeah, I'm just enjoying taking bites of everything and sharing with y'all. All right, let me see if there was anything that we did that day that I can share with you all, because I know you guys want to see more than just the food. So I'm just going to scroll through and see what else we did. All right. So we're in the airport. We're flying. There's Maggie on the bus. All right. Okay. We're at the Abu Simbel airport. You all saw the snacks. So we went to a museum. Abu Simbel, I don't know if you all have seen this, but there's a huge history of these four. I think it's like Ramses, his wife, well, three Ramses and his wife. And the story behind it is these were actually moved from one location to another because they were basically too close to sea level and they were starting to get like covered with like soot and dirt over the years, like up to their torso. And so, to preserve this as a World UNESCO Heritage Site back in the 60s, there was this monumental effort to like carve them out of their original location and move them. So this is actually pretty cool. So I wasn't even sharing. All right, let me show you guys what we saw. All right, so you can see the people here, and then you heard my story. So this is Ramses and one of his wives or his wife or something like that. But this is the new location. So in the 60s, they got the world's best scientists to carefully cut these things out of the rock and move them like 60 meters up or wherever it was. So I'll just show you all a little bit as I'm walking in. Um, it was hot. I think this was one of the hottest days. It was like 116 degrees, but I had to go in and just see. So I don't know if you all can tell the scale here. So there's me, and this is like the lower leg of one of those statues. And of course, there's so much of this stuff in Egypt. Oh, Lisa says you love that dress. Thank you. I think it's French Laurelette. Great dresses are great, especially when traveling in hot weather. Gives you a nice little cooling action. But the history or the magic is that when these were made, like I don't know, 5,000 years ago, the way they knew like the precision of the stars, the sun, and the moon, 2 days out of the year, the sun, oh, thank you, Jurgen. The sun would come through this walkway and light up inside here. I'm going to take you all inside. Inside here, they have a replica of what we saw outside. So you all can see there's Maggie at the bottom, and look at the statues. It's just how they built this stuff in ancient times. It's just incredible. So I'll just go through these quickly, but you all can see some of the art still up there. Try to get some pictures and some video. And I think I posted these while I was there. But again, for it to be thousands of years old, and this is where we had to fly to. It was, you can even see some of the paint for the skin color. It's just, y'all, I cannot tell you what what it does. When you look at something, you're like, how did they do this so many thousands of years ago? I have so much footage, y'all. So let me see if I can just show you. This is the carvings on the inside of the wall. And the ancient Egyptians were so amazing, telling about their wars and their conquests and who was the king. And, of course, our tour guide is explaining what all of this means, but I'm just walking through and just look at how this is like a mountain. Isn't it amazing? This is like a mountain. And not only have they carved those huge statues, then you go inside and then there's more statues. And then on every space of the wall, it was like the most beautiful graffiti you've ever seen. So, yeah, I'm going to see if I can just get back to the very temple. Well, they have another little statue in the back. But yeah, y'all, it was almost sensory overload because I don't know what any of it means. I just know that, yeah, I had to sit down. I was just like, wow, this is fascinating. Um, you give your phone to people, they take lots of pictures, but so you just keep walking through and they've carved all of this stuff out until you get all the way to the back. And let me see if I can find it quickly. Oh gosh, so much. There's Maggie. All right. I made it all the way to the back and y'all, it was hot. But this is basically, so if you know anything about, the Bible or any places, there's usually like places of worship, there's usually like an outer court where like everybody, even common people can come, pray to their God or whatever. And then there's like a sanctuary part that maybe only certain people can come into, like the inner court. And then even within the inner court, they usually have like the Holy of Holies where the deity or, whoever the really, the God of those people is. So the whole point of all this is I'm all the way down in the belly of the beast after walking through outside. It's 116 degrees. And this is like their, was their temple, Ramses to himself. But what was just so amazing is that 5,000 years ago, when the Egyptians made this, whatever their ritual was, 2 days out of the year, they had built it perfect so that the sun came through all of those four statues, through all of those like sanctuaries, what I'll call it, and the columns and all of the hieroglyphics on the side, and the sun lit up those four statues 2 days out of the year. How they, I'm sitting there and I'm listening to the tour guide explain this to me, and I'm like, we don't even know how to find our keys when we lose them. But I just, sometimes I think about stuff and I've been really pensive since Egypt. It changed my life. But anyway, back to the snacks. Back to the snacks, y'all. Okay. So we will wrap up with, now we've made it to the riverboat cruise. I'm so excited. Okay. So my favorite part of this trip was the riverboat cruise. Let me see if I can give you some sound, if there's any. Okay, we're all checking in. I would highly recommend, and this is what we're going to do if we go back, because it's a lot of movement, but there are cruises, Nile River cruises, that will start in one city, maybe in like northern Egypt in Cairo, and they'll just slowly sail down the Nile and they'll dock in the different cities. And you can get off of the boat and then you can go tour those places and then come back to your own room. So we were on the Nile Riverboat cruise for 3 days, and that was incredible. So this was like their lounge area when we had evening entertainment. Excuse me. This is just more of that. I think it was beautiful. I think it was very luxurious. Our tour group had the whole river cruise to itself. So this is not like Royal Caribbean size, or for those of y'all that are going to be traveling with us on the new Maggie meetup cruise, shameless plug. Go to teachablemomentswithmaggie.com if you want to travel. We're traveling Virgin Atlantic in November for my birthday. So these mega cruise ships are not able to sail on the Nile River. Like those are ocean liners. So you have the smaller ships. Somewhere I have a picture of the, let me see if I got a picture of the outside of it. But it was, for me and my age, I don't need rock climbing walls. And yeah, here's a picture of it. I'll show y'all. I don't need rock climbing walls and all of that stuff. You think you do, but what I really appreciated was a nice place to go after after a long day. So you can see here, this is kind of the size of the Nile riverboat cruise. So they had the little gangway for us. It was only 4 decks, but it was incredible. It was everything that we needed. All right, so this is inside. So of course, like I shared with you all, everywhere that we went, they brought us a welcome drink. So you can see here more hibiscus tea, and the hibiscus is kind of their, I don't know if it's their national flower, but it's very prevalent there. So it's kind of like an iced tea. Think of like a pomegranate tea. All right. So we are all sitting down. They always welcome us with a cool beverage. So that was nice. Part of being in the travel group, literally everything is taken care of for us. Ladies always hold by the stem. And so we're just sitting down and refreshing ourselves, and then they're all going to give us our room keys because everything's already been taken care of. This was in one of the little walkways on the river cruise, and I loved it. They had like a little tea time service, help yourself anytime. So this was available 24 hours. They have, of course, the coffee machine with all of your lattes and cappuccinos and everything. Of course, the Ahmad tea collection here, your Earl Grey, your English breakfast, even your Egyptian teas, little takeaway cups. Notice the size, they're smaller, but they had real mugs here and real glasses. They had, I think this was iced tea over here. And then look, little cookies, little treats that you could help yourself to anytime you wanted a little snack or every time you wanted a little snack. But just showing you all, this was available all the time on the riverboat cruise. So I just was like, oh, isn't it darling? Let me take a little video for y'all. So of course I had to come sample for research purposes. And yes, this was iced tea. And of course it will be unsweet. Those of us in the South, we already know, but they had little glasses there. So anytime you needed a beverage, they were always really good about making sure we stayed hydrated because it was hot outside. Of course, there's air conditioning everywhere. Little cookies inside. So I got a little plate of these as I was waiting to get to my room. Maybe I moved a little too soon, but it was lovely. It was lovely. I absolutely loved the little riverboat cruise, and I will definitely do it again. So I got my little, I don't know, cappuccino and a few chocolates. And now I'm making my way to my room. I think I already showed you guys the video of the room, but they've already taken our bags. And when I got inside my room, look what they had. They had little macaroons and chocolates for us, so I didn't need anything. I opened up the curtains. This was the view from my room. If anybody hasn't seen the room and you want to see inside, I can pull that up quickly as we wrap up. But this is the view from my window. And then we're ready for dinner. So let me see if there's anything else to share with you all. And then we'll wrap up on dinner on whatever night this is, night 5 or 6. We'll have to do another part because I was in Egypt for, I think, 9 days. And it was amazing. Oh, yeah, I'll show you all this. So when we arrive, I know Lisa says, what a view. Yeah, the Nile, it was just amazing. So when we arrive, off of the buses, they take all of our luggage and literally they just kind of put it all in the lobby. This is when they're just telling us, don't worry about anything. They bring us the tea to refresh us. And they're going to take all of our luggage to our room. So now I'm just walking around and I showed you all everything you can kind of see. You've already seen that. All right, here is my room. Oh, this is Okay, obviously I'm squealing, but let me see if I can get it to play without sound. But yeah, it was wonderful. So it's basically like a hotel on the water. So you can see here, nice roomy coffee pot, water bottles everywhere, nice little treats wrapped up in the plastic for you. And then I opened up my curtain. We hadn't set sail yet, but you all can kind of see. But it was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. The staff was incredible. And again, this I would definitely do. I couldn't figure out how to open up the windows, but we were still docked and getting ready to head out. All right, so let me close with dinner. Yes, Lisa says nice and clean. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. And that's what you want after, all of that hot and sand and everything. So I changed into another one of my Egyptian cotton dresses. I've been collecting them. They feel so good. Shout out to Lucy. She was wearing hers, and now I'm refreshed. I think we've pulled away and I'm ready to have dinner on the Nile. All right, let's go here. So now dinner time. They just let us know what time dinner is, and then you just come down from your room. And it was, again, our travel group had the whole, hello, Michelle. Our travel group had the whole ship to ourselves. So you could basically sit anywhere, and beautiful table presentation. Of course, there's always cold bottled water. On these tours, you have your choice of wine or soft drink. Of course, everything was beautiful. The napkins, the menu, the bread plate, and it's included. So I like to take lots of pictures for you. Shout out to Dasani. All right. So it's wonderful. So I'm getting like spoiled. Like, oh my gosh, I remember when other people were cooking. That's okay. I'll be back in the kitchen on Sunday. So, of course, they bring the fresh breads to the table. So, you have your choice of whatever bread you like, little rolls, little sesame breads, as per usual. Of course, fresh butter to go with them. So, you can choose whatever bread you like. And then we have a menu. So, on the river cruise, I won't read it, but you all can see there's a soup. Oh, this is one side is lunch, one side is dinner. But you all can kind of see here the selection of the food. So you can get shrimp, you can get soup, you can get steak. You can basically choose whatever you like. Lisa says those plates are gorgeous. Yeah, the whole place was gorgeous. Highly recommend the Nile River Cruise. So the server's going to come across and get your dinner menu, your drink order, and then your dinner choice, and they're going to bring it out just like in a five dining restaurant, one course at a time. But I just wanted to show you all the beautiful menu, helping myself to a piece of bread, which is beautiful finger food with the real butter. I ordered the shrimp. This was my first course. So I have, I guess, a couple prawns here twisted on top of some salad and some fruit. So that was a nice light start to the meal. It was lovely. And then I ordered a glass of wine. So of course they're bringing our my wine. And then next I ordered the tomato soup, which was excellent. Had some croutons on top, so that was lovely. So I got a nice little soup to warm me up after the nice chilled shrimp. Just reminding you all to scoop away, tap, tap, and enjoy your soup from the side of the spoon. And then did I order the pasta? I can't remember, y'all. I ate some of everything. But apparently, I ordered the pasta. That looks incredible. I don't even know what it was, but I think it's got some clam or something in there. I see some shredded cheese. It was wonderful. Or maybe that was my neighbor's plate. Or did I order the salmon? I don't know, y'all. If I'm dining with you and you're sitting next to me, I'm probably going to ask if I can take a picture of your food before you eat it because my scholars need to know. I think this might have been what I had, the salmon, beautiful presentation over some asparagus. Oh, and then then this is dessert. So this was chocolate cake. There we go. So this is a little bit of cream, a little like caramel sauce, chocolate shaving, and then like a cheesecake in a pool of chocolate. Y'all, So what, like a 3 course, 4 course, 5 course meal? And this was the first of 3 nights on the Nile River cruise. It was incredible. And we moved on to the evening entertainment. So we'll wrap it up here. Lisa's here for the surf and turf. Yeah, absolutely. You saw that on the menu. So just wanted to share. It is 9 o'clock. I wanted to wrap up. Lucy and I usually stream at this time on Fridays, but Kevin Samuel's channel has got a new video coming out. So I want to go ahead and love you all and leave you here. But just like to share with you all when I have time and I'm not in the kitchen. Um, a little bit of what I'm up to, food related. So I hope you all enjoyed. We will do part 3. We could do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'm cooking 4 days a week on Miss Aisha's channel. So um, we'll decide what we want to do tomorrow. If you all want food, you can put a plate in the chat. If you want more travel, you can put the plane emoji in the chat. But I do stream every day. If you're new here, I make food and femininity content. So thank you all for watching. Lisa says, will there be a part 3? If you want, it can be tomorrow because I won't be cooking again until Sunday. If y'all want part 3, we will pick up where we left off. No problem. I thought of you when I decided to do this. Thank you for the rose, Denise. I appreciate it. All right, TikTok, I'm going to go ahead and end here. Thank you all for all of the hearts. See you all tomorrow. What are we doing? I don't know. Maybe part 3. When are we doing it? I don't know. Maybe in the evening, maybe earlier since it's the weekend. All right. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Good night.